Hey, Brent Messmer here with Technical Taekwondo. Today's video we are going to be working on the tornado kick. Specifically, we're going to be going through the tornado angle kick or the tornado roundhouse kick, whichever you'd like to call it. I'm going to be showing you a couple different variations of the tornado kick. So if you guys like what we're doing, please hit that like and subscribe button, and we're going to go ahead and get into it. With these different spin kicks, it's important that you pay attention to your fighting stance. If my fighting stance is wider, I'm going to have a harder time doing this. Or the first thing that I'm going to do when I start my kick is a cross step, which is going to telegraph my intentions. So to avoid that, get your fighting stance very linear so that when I turn, I can just turn without taking that extra step. So when I do the spin step, all I'm doing is I'm going to turn my heels towards the target, I'm going to step straight through, and I'm going to pivot back forwards. Very simple footwork. The key to doing this is to not step around, which is going to tend to throw you off balance a little bit. Transfer the weight onto the front leg, pivot, the weight stays transferred, stepping straight through, the weight will automatically shift onto the new front leg, and then I come through with the kick. Alright. So on the spin step, I like to find a mark on the ground that allows me to stay on a straight line. So some kind of a line on the ground. I'm using the line between the blue and the red today, just because it's easy. Feet are on the same line. First part of this spin step is to pivot both feet. I step straight through, I pivot both feet back forwards. If you want to add a punch in there, if that makes you feel better, you can do that, okay? Again, okay, go in the other direction, I pivot, step straight through, pivot, and I can add a step if I want to, okay? So pivot, step, pivot, and I can add a second step if I need to, all right? If I'm doing the angle kick, which is the next part of this, okay, so that's just the footwork. So now I do the same footwork and I add the angle kick. So I pivot, I step, I pivot, and now I'm coming through with that angle kick. Okay, so eyes are on the target, I pivot my feet, my head comes around as I'm stepping, I see the target, I pivot again, I come around for that angle kick. So you want to practice this until you can get the coordination and the flow of the motion. If any point in time that you're stiff or if you stop, remember, tornado angle kick is going to be a jump. So we need to get rid of any pauses or any stops before we add the jump. Otherwise you're not going to have much success with this. Okay? So I want to get this to flow. So instead of doing one, turn, two, it's pivot, step, kick. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Pivot, step, boom. Pivot, step, boom. Okay? Notice on that last one I lifted my knee on the turn. That's the next step that we're going to add. Okay? So from here, I pivot, I lift the knee, and then I kick. Again, turning this way, okay? I pivot, lift the knee. So now I'm getting ready for the jump. So the easiest way to explain a tornado kick is that it is a front jump kick. It's a front jump angle kick while I'm turning. Okay? A little hard to grasp the concept of, but once you understand it, it does make a lot of sense. If you need to, practice your front jump angle kicks. Get that back into your brain a little bit. Okay? Back knee comes up, angle kick. So 1, 2. On the tornado, I'm going to do the exact same thing, but I'm going to turn backwards first. So I turn backwards and look at the target. And then bring my knee up for that front jump angle kick. Coming back to camera this time, I turn first, knee and kick. Again, I turn, bring my knee up for that front jump kick, and coming around this way. So when you do this, turn, and then you bring your back leg up first, your knee up for the jump, and you're kicking on the second leg. Okay? So 1, 2. All right. So coming around here, I'm bringing my back knee up. 1, 2 for the angle kick. A couple tips on this. When you're making that turn, don't bring your knee up in a huge circle, especially going that direction. I want to turn, kind of pretzeling myself up, and I want to bring my knee straight up towards the target. So pivoting, lifting the knee, coming forward, and then driving that second knee in. So make sure you're turning your upper body so that you can bring that knee towards the target. That'll line up your kick. Otherwise, I'm bringing the knee in a big circle this way, and it's going to be harder for bring my kick across. The next level is I'm going to basically go a 1-2 knee lift with a little bit of a jump. Just work on the knee lift. Turn first, spot the target. So I'm turning around, seeing the target, and then I bring my knees up 1-2. Once I have sufficient skill with that, then go ahead and add the kick. Before you add the kick, make sure that you can do that in a straight line with balance. Okay? So when I'm turning, I turn, I'm transferring the weight onto that heel. Then I bring my knees up for that jump. Okay? So turn, transfer the weight. Once you're ready to that, then we are going to go ahead and add the ankle kick. So again, we're turning, transferring the weight. 1-2, coming around with that ankle kick. Yeah. So some of the big common mistakes on the tornado kick is the not going down a straight line. This is very much a linear kick. You don't want to be wandering all over the place on this. You want to work on going in a straight line. Once you drill, a couple hundred of these and you're ready for the kick, go ahead and add the kick. And then from there, we can go ahead and start doing this with power. One thing you want to avoid when you're doing any kick is you want to avoid taking that initial step, which is going to telegraph your intentions that you're coming. So make sure you're transferring the weight onto that lead leg, not stepping towards the target. Okay? So push that hip forward. I can also turn and transfer the weight on the turn. Okay? Whichever way you want to learn how to do it. One thing that you are going to find quickly is how much distance this kick does cover. It is a long kick. It travels a long distance. You're going to want to test it and see where you need to be in order to fire this kick effectively. There's a couple variations on the tornado kick. One of them is the tornado roundhouse kick. In order to pull off the tornado roundhouse kick, which is a much bigger kick than the tornado angle kick, I need to jump higher. Meaning my knees have to come up higher. And 90% of the time people do this, they land in what we call a reverse front stance or a backwards front stance. Okay? So on the tornado roundhouse kick, okay, I'm coming and I'm landing almost backwards. So it's the same technique. I'm still coming around, my knee is coming around, but now I have that full roundhouse with the full pivot, which is giving, probably reaching another foot or so versus the tornado angle kick. So it's a much longer technique. Okay. So again, same motion. I turn the hips, coming all the way around, and again, most of the time we're end up landing backwards just because of the torque that's on this. There's two other versions of a tornado kick. One of them is a tornado crescent kick, where you're coming around, knee, and then just an inside crescent. So again, towards the camera, one, coming across up. And I'm just stepping on those, but now we'll add the jump. So it's the same motion, it's just with a crescent kick. Okay. Again, turn the hips, spot the target. Coming around crescent kick. The only other version that we do of this is what is the tornado axe kick, sometimes called a thunder axe. Same as a tornado crescent, but I drop it straight down. Again, same as the tornado crescent kick, but I'm dropping it straight down on the opponent's collarbone. Okay. I suppose you could do a tornado front kick. I never did, but I suppose you could. Technically, I guess you could do a tornado side kick too. Okay, that's just getting weird. All right, now I gotta try it. Yeah, I guess you can technically do a tornado side kick. That is kind of dumb. But I guess you can do it. I guess that means you can also do a tornado hook kick. That is also dumb. All right, let's do it anyway. Yeah! My hips don't go that way. Let's try that again. Yeah. So I guess technically you can do it. It's just dumb. So that's pretty much it with the tornado kick. Hopefully you guys like this short little video and like my antics at the end here. So again, if you guys like what we're doing, please hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time, God bless and keep on kicking.